dear friends, Namaste to all of you. As we know, our country is going through the second wave of COVID right now. For every 100 population, at least 20 to 40 people are getting affected or infected with COVID. The aim of this video is not prevention of COVID infection. In this video, I am going to discuss about various means by following which we can minimize the risks of COVID infection and also prevent the death or mortality due to COVID. Let me divide the topic into three aspects. Number one, the medical checkups that we need to do. Number two, the vaccines we need to take. And number three, the lifestyle we need to follow. Let us come to the various medical checkups that one requires at this point. We have to ensure that our basic health parameters are all up to the mark. The first and the most important is the hemoglobin level. It has to be ideally 12 to 14 or above, or at least not less than 10. So if at all your hemoglobin is less than 10, consult your doctor immediately. Get those iron supplements or B12 or folic acid or whatever, and get a hold of iron rich foods and make sure that your hemoglobin improves fast. Number two is the blood sugar. If you are already a diabetic, make sure your 3-month average, the HbA1c, is less than 8 or ideally between 6 to 7. Even if you do not have diabetes, get the HbA1c checkup done, because this is high time we find out whether you have elevated sugar or not. So if you are not a diabetic, naturally your HbA1c level will be below 6. Number 3 is the blood pressure, the BP. If you are already on medication, make sure your BP value is less than 140/90. And if you don't have hypertension, then naturally your blood pressure will be 120/80 or below. Number 4 is the blood cholesterol level, or else the lipid profile. Do it now on empty stomach. You have to make sure that the LDL cholesterol, the worst among all the bad forms of cholesterol, make sure that the LDL is below 100. The fifth thing is the vitamin D level. Vitamin D is so much linked to body immune levels. So get it checked, make sure that your vitamin D is above 30 by all means. Ideally, it should be between 50 to 70. The next thing is vitamin B12. In common parlance, it is called the neurovitamin or the nerve vitamin. So because it helps the central and the peripheral nerve system, including brain and spinal cord. Make sure that your vitamin B12 levels are above 200 and ideally between 5 to 700 levels. The seventh in line is the thyroid. Do check your thyroid profile, the T3, T4 and TSH levels. Make sure that they are within normal limits. So these 7 medical checkups are mandatory at this point for every single person. If any one of these parameters is not normal, visit your family physician, get the appropriate medication and correct them soon enough. The next aspect after medical checkups is the vaccination. We have to discuss about 3 different vaccines at this point. Number 1, the COVID vaccine. So if you are eligible according to the government criteria to receive the COVID vaccine, please do get it, because we have seen that whoever gets the COVID vaccination beforehand, if they get infected with COVID-19 infection later on, the severity is low. The second in line is the pneumonia vaccine, and the third, influenza. The pneumonia and influenza vaccines are also respiratory vaccines. Influenza or flu is also a viral disease just like COVID, and pneumonia is a bacterial infection caused by pneumococcus bacterium. So these vaccines are available for the last few decades already. Whoever is eligible to take the pneumonia and the influenza vaccines, do take them at this point if you have not already taken them. I am providing a link to my older video which is made in Telugu, but you have the English subtitles available, so I put it in the description below. Go through it and you will find out whether you are eligible to take the pneumonia and influenza vaccines. Now the big question is, if you have already taken COVID vaccine, should you still take pneumonia and influenza vaccines? Yes, you can still take them, and if you are going to take them, what is the gap between the 2 vaccines? Give it a gap of at least 4 weeks. If you have finished the second dose of COVID vaccine today, say for example, you can take the influenza and pneumonia vaccines 4 weeks after now. If you have taken the influenza and pneumonia vaccines today, give a gap of at least 2 to 4 weeks before you go for the COVID vaccine. So these criteria are according to the CDC from America and also the British Thoracic Guidelines from UK. One may ask whether all 3 vaccines are essential. Is it not enough to take just the COVID vaccine? This is a little controversial. Nobody is really sure whether to take pneumonia and influenza if you have already taken COVID vaccine. But in my personal experience, I have seen that people who have received all 3 vaccinations have fared the best in the current crisis. The third aspect is lifestyle. One can never overemphasize on lifestyle. No matter what else you do, if the lifestyle is not proper, everything else goes waste. So there are 3 things we need to discuss in the lifestyle. Number 1, food, diet. Just make sure your diet has 3 things. Number 1, vegetable salads. If you can't eat them raw, at least steam cook them and do have a bowl of salad every single day. Number 2, 1 bowl of fruit. So go for different fruits, keep changing them, and definitely have 1 serving of fruit at least every single day. And number 3, 1 small serving of nuts, the pista, almond, walnut, 2 to 4 nuts of cashew. Cashew also will help. So have a small serving of nuts as a part of your everyday diet. Now let us come to the next thing, sleep. One must have 6 to 8 hours of sleep during this crisis. Without having at least 6 hours of sleep, our body immune system is going to come down rapidly. So make sure you sleep well and sleep enough. And the third thing is exercise. Quite a good number of people are committing a mistake of not exercising during this crisis period. The most common excuse they give us is, we are afraid to move out of the house, so we stop doing the morning walk. Okay, we can understand this fear. Moving out will increase the risk of you contacting the infection from sources outside. If you are not going out for a walk, then at least do some form of exercise right within your house. Walk within your house if you have sufficient space for at least 30 to 45 minutes. Walk until you sweat. Or if you are unable to walk, do some yogasanas. You have some very simple yogasanas which you can practice even sitting on a bed. So never neglect your part of exercise. And you also need deep breathing or else pranayama. Do some simple rhythmic breathing, alternate breathing. If you are an advanced practitioner, you can go for Kapalabhati and Bhastrika pranayamas also. They are going to do magic during this period of crisis. The last and not the least important is sun exposure. Natural sunlight, which is so easily and freely available, is such a big immune booster. Apart from providing vitamin D, it improves our immunity by several different ways. So make sure that you get at least 20 minutes of sun exposure every single day. So friends, always stick to basics. Everyone is so interested about discussing about the hi-fi things, more advanced things, the latest developments, what is new, what is the best, what is the latest, this test, that test, this vaccine. No, stick to basics. Make sure that all your basic health parameters are good, especially the 7 parameters that I mentioned just before. And make sure that you are vaccinated according to your eligibility. And make sure that you eat fine, that you sleep fine, and also you exercise fine enough. With these simple measures, you are sure to tide over the COVID crisis seamlessly. Thank you friends, thanks for listening. I hope to come back to you with more videos, even in English, in future. Thank you.